All right, in the third video now, we're going to be looking at the idea of joint variation to go along with inverse variation. So joint variation occurs when a quantity varies directly with the product of two or more other quantities. In the equations below, A is a non-zero constant. Again, if you want to put K there or A there, whatever. K for constant, use my big pink there. K times QRS. That looks bad. I'll get rid of that. Anyways, what we're going to do is figure out what kind of equation we're working with, plug numbers into the right spot, and then write our equations as we should. So, anyways, K for constant. So something times XY, something times QRS, because P varies jointly with QR and S. Here Z varies jointly with X and Y. So to write one of these, we're again given information. Variable Z varies jointly with X and Y. And then Z equals something when Y equals something and X equals something. All right. Write an equation relates them. Well, I start by taking this sentence and writing a generic equation. So Z varies jointly with X and Y. Okay? So that's the product of X and Y times some constant. And then I'm told Z equals 18 when Y equals 6 and X equals -2. So I got some constant times X is -2 and Y is 6. Okay, we'll put both in parentheses, show I'm multiplying. All right, let's solve for K. Well, what's -2 times 6? That's -12. So I now have -12 times K equals 18. In order to solve for K now, I'm going to go ahead and divide by -12 to find my constant. 18 divided by -12 is going to be -3/2. We're going to be -1.5. If you like decimals, nothing wrong with that. So -1.5, that's the value of K. Now again, I'm not done like the problems in the other video. This is not the equation that relates X, Y, and Z. This is simply the constant that I'm going to use. So here's what the actual answer is going to look like. Z is equal to that constant, -1.5, times the product of X and Y. So that is what my answer should look like. Okay, there's an equation that relates X and Y and Z. Now, like the other problems, I have a second part. I'm told to now find Z when X is -2 and Y equals 5. Okay, so use the equation that I wrote and figure that out. All right, so find Z when I take -1.5, my constant, times an X value of -2 and a Y value of 5. All right, multiplying these things together, let's see, I got -10 for 5 times -2, that's -10. -10 times -1.5 is going to end up being +15. So Z equals 15 would be the second part of my answer. Okay, so that's using joint variation and writing an equation. The last little piece of notes here is we're just practicing looking at different types of variation, how those equations might look. So if Y varies directly with X, well, that means I'm going to have Y equals K times X. That's direct variation. Okay. Y varies inversely with X. That's the ones that we've been practicing today. That means Y equals some constant divided by X. Z varies jointly with X, Y, and R. Right? Z varies jointly with X, Y, and R. All those written next to each other means multiplication. R varies inversely with the cube of U. So inversely means my constant is being divided by something. The cube of U would be U cubed, or U to the third power. Okay. And last one, W varies directly with X, so KX, and inversely with Y. Oh, and inversely with Y. KX over Y is all we need. So just some different options you have. Again, keyword varies directly or inversely or jointly. That's how those things all match up with each other. So good luck, and ask any questions you might have.